illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. One of my spiritual teachers said something very beautiful, and it really rung true when I was reading it in a book of his, Rajab Shwan, actually. Sheikh Isa, he made a comment that contemplating the divine names, for example, and then he gave the example, is like when you look at a mountain and you see God in it, because you realize that this mountain could not exist without the divine name al-Mateen. That was it for me. Like after that sentence, I read that, I understood entirely by like a spiritual chain reaction of how contemplating the divine names works, and seeing that actually the mountain cannot exist without this divine name, and that in fact it's an emanation of this divine name al-Mateen. It's a self, emanation is a word which, if you're a theoretical theologian, philosopher, it might cause some problems. So let me use a disclosure that al-Mateen self-discloses itself as a mountain. And so the mountain is real in as much as it manifests the divine quality of al-Mateen. Also, I invite you to imagine or to see Allah, or to contemplate, Allah and his being, as if it is an ocean. I want you to bring that into your imagination. This is a prayer that many of the Sufis make, statements that they make, the ocean of being, the ocean of God's being, because it is the ocean that, as a symbol, because now we're into symbols, that the mountain or the ocean or the skies, they symbolize the grandeur of God, or certain qualities or properties or names of God. And all of these terms I just used, qualities, properties, names, they're synonymous in function when we speak of the symbolism or what they symbolically reflect or project into this realm. So when we contemplate an ocean, why we connect with it in terms of its awesomeness, its sense of infinitude, is because God is infinite. And so this is a direct symbol in nature of the vastness of God's presence, is all-encompassingness, is infinitude that cannot be fathomed. How much water is in an ocean? We stop and we open to the beyond and the unknown, to the infinite, precisely. And that is God's presence. That's contemplating God. La ilaha illallah, 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 la ilaha illallah.